Great, welcome everybody, and it's a real delight to have Martin Jones with us today, who is in the UK in Aylesbury. For those of you who don't know Martin's work, I've been following him for quite a number of years. In fact, we studied craniosacral therapy around the same time, which was nearly 30 years ago now. And Martin's got a very interesting story to tell, and I'm sure he'll tell some of that story this evening, but it was around how he came across this holographic breathing through really, as a result, I think, Martin, was of you catching Lyme's disease, wasn't it? And really healing yourself through this whole process in a very powerful way. So it's a very dynamic thing he's going to share with us tonight. Martin and I did a session last week together, so I'm a little bit now a bit more familiar with his work, so and the power of it. So really excited about this. So Martin, going back to your story then and how you discovered it, could you just tell people what happened to you? Because I know you got quite ill at one point, and I'm assuming you tried various kind of therapies, and then how did you because it sounds like you spontaneously came across this.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a long history in healing. I did start in the 70s in Osho's ashram in India. And then from that, I started a Tai Chi school and then later a cranial school as part of that. But I was very healthy, I was very fit, I was teaching 40 hours of Tai Chi and doing my own practice and doing healing and things. So I had life was great. And I went to India to see my healing teacher, and it was kind of at the time, it's my second cranial training. It was halfway through that. It was in '96. I did two practitioner trainings. I was doing the second one. And I got ill in India, and I came back and I got better from it. But after that, my health just plummeted, and I didn't realize that I'd been bitten by a tick. I didn't know what Lyme disease was, and I had Lyme disease. And kind of 6 or 7 years later, I was pretty well bedridden. I had to stop teaching Tai Chi because my joints were so painful. I was tired is not the word for it. It feels like you're dying. Lyme disease just feels like you're dying. And it first came as a spiritual energy. I just lay on my bed. I didn't know what it was. I knew I couldn't beat it. And I just asked it to take me, but not kill me. And I just breathing, and it felt like, first of all, it was pain, and then it was like the waves of death. I just went through wave. It felt like dying after wave, until I came out the other side. And there were beings there, really big, very still. They didn't really seem to say anything, very just wise beings. And I kind of came back and didn't think much of it. But after that, my Kundalini rose. I had a rushing Kundalini thing for a couple of months. And I was just meditating towards the end of that. I'd been breathing into the maxilla because I'd been told that I had needed orthodontics. So I was trying to do my own orthodontics and open this whole area and breathe with the maxilla. And I've been doing that for about a week, and it'd been going through the brain. And it was starting to hurt, and I just did it softer and softer until it was barely there. And there was this, it just came in a flash. There was this blinding light, and it was almost physical. This energy drove from my brain, through my face. The teeth felt like they were coming out of their sockets, and it all drove down into the jaw. And it awakened a memory. And as that happened, my lips got pulled together, the tongue got pulled to the roof of the mouth, so the lips were closed. And as I was breathing in, the jaw gently opened with the lips closed, and as I breathed out it gently closed. So I didn't learn or make up or try and do holographic breathing, just this sheer download of energy into that area awoke something, and there was this gentle breathing motion of my jaw. And what I'd been trying to do with the maxilla, just this motion, I could feel it was automatically breathing the maxilla, and it moved through the whole face. The whole face was just gently breathing through the brain, through the cranium, and through the whole of my body. It's just this wave-like motion joined with this subtle motion of the jaw, just spread through everything and connected to the higher self and connected to the earth. And it was at that stage, it was about a week before that, that I found out that I had Lyme disease. And with this breathing, I could really feel the cranial sea in my brain. I could feel the energies, and I could feel it all detoxing. This higher breath was really good for cleansing the brain and activating the brain. And I felt like, you know, I was about to die from the Lyme's disease. You know, I think because I was just going from pneumonia to bronchitis to pneumonia to and I felt like I've been given this straw to try and pull myself out of this sickness swamp. With the holographic breathing, I could work with the brain, I could work with the cranial sea, I could feel these toxins literally releasing from my brain and spreading out and leaving through the nervous system and into the lymph and away. And I started feeling better. And after a while I was able to do healing. And I never taught Tai Chi again. I felt like I'd found my inner Tai Chi. It felt like it was happening inside. I never did cranial work again. When I put my hands on people, it felt, it wasn't cranial work anymore, it was the spiritual energies behind holographic breathing were coming through and working, and it never stopped for me. This thing, it was like I'd done it in a past life. That breathing motion just became my normal breathing. So it was just there, unless I was talking or eating, it was just there gently going in the background. And I would wake up in the night and there were these, I don't know what you call them, higher energies, higher beings, and they were teaching me about the inner dynamics of it. So there was this whole spiritual side, and I just couldn't believe, you know, when it first started, I thought, what is that? And I did some magazine articles because I thought someone else must be doing this. But I put out so many articles and different things, and it does seem, it is very counterintuitive, the motion. I'm not going to describe why, but it is counterintuitive, and it is the way when I teach it to people, it is an activation. It's like you start off as an exercise and then suddenly it just starts going, every cell joins in, every muscle joins in, and it opens all of these different healing dynamics and healing modalities through the body. And I called it holographic because I could see the mouth, jaw was like the abdomen, pelvis, the hara. The maxilla was like the lungs, they're like maxillary sinuses, like two lungs, and the nasal passageways looked like a heart. That was the chest and the emotional body. The eyes connect directly into the brain, and the higher energies, so I see hara, heart, intellect in the face, and then I could see it mirrored through the cranium and the brain, through the organs, through all of the different parts of the body. I could feel it mirroring in the heavens and mirroring in the earth. And that is how it got its name, holographic breathing, because it was fractals or holographic reflections through everything. And my life changed. All the people I knew kind of disappeared away. The clients I had disappeared. I got new clients. I just taught holographic breathing. Whenever I tried to work with somebody or had been, always end up in disaster. And I just stayed with the holographic breathing. That became my teacher, and these higher energies behind it were the teacher. And I felt like I didn't need sessions anymore because I felt like I could heal myself, and I just slowly cleared the Lyme disease. And it was quite a big job, neurological Lyme disease, because it really affects the myelinating glial cells, the neurons, the astrocyte cells, the whole nervous system. It takes longer to heal. It's a bit like MS or Parkinson's disease. You can clear the Lyme, but still it takes a while. So it's taken a long time to get better. But that is now, like, came through in about 2002. I think I would have died. And I think I chose to stay but have a new life. Keep this body and start a new life, because that is what it felt like. It felt like I just moved into a new life. So that is how it came through.